everyone. Welcome to Talkory.
Hey there. Great to have you with us again. I'm Jake.
And I'm Emma. How are you all doing today?
We hope you enjoyed our first episode about Steve Jobs.
Yes, we got so many nice messages from our listeners. Thank you so much.
If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps us create more content for you.
And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an episode.
Today, we have another incredible story to share with you.
That's right. Today we're going to talk about a man who changed America forever.
A man who fought for justice, equality, and peace.
Can our listeners guess who it is?
Well, let me give you some hints. This person was a minister. He was also a leader.
He gave one of the most famous speeches in history. It's called I Have a Dream.
And he won the Nobel Peace Prize when he was only 35 years old.
That's right. Today, we're talking about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
You know, Emma, I learned about Dr. King in school, but I never really understood how brave he was.
Me too. When I was young, I thought he just gave speeches. But he did so much more than that.
Absolutely. He led peaceful protests. He went to jail many times, and he never used violence, even when people were violent to him.
That's incredible. He believed in peaceful resistance. That means fighting for change without hurting anyone.
Here's an interesting fact. Did you know that Dr. King was arrested 29 times?
29 times? Wow. What did he do wrong?
He didn't do anything wrong. He was arrested because he stood up for what was right. He fought against unfair laws.
That's amazing. He was willing to go to jail for his beliefs.
And here's another fact. Dr. King was actually born with a different name. His birth name was Michael King Jr., not Martin.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes. His father changed both of their names to Martin Luther King after visiting Germany and learning about Martin Luther, a famous religious reformer.
Wow, I'm learning so much already.
Me too. So, are you ready to hear the full story of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.?
Absolutely, I can't wait.
Okay, everyone. Let's travel back in time and learn about this extraordinary man.
Martin Luther King Jr. was born on January 15, 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia. His father was a Baptist minister and his mother was a teacher. Martin grew up in a loving family with his older sister and younger brother. But Martin's childhood was not always happy. You see, in the 1930s and 1940s, America had something called segregation. This means that black people and white people were separated. They went to different schools. They used different bathrooms. They even drank from different water fountains. Black people were treated unfairly. They couldn't eat at many restaurants. They had to sit at the back of buses. They couldn't vote in many places. This was very wrong, but it was the law in many states. When Martin was just 6 years old, something happened that changed his life. He had a white friend. They played together every day. But one day, his friend's mother said they couldn't play together anymore. Why? Because Martin was black and her son was white. Young Martin was confused and hurt. He went home and asked his mother, "Why do white people treat us this way?" His mother explained about slavery and segregation. She told him that even though these things happened, he must never feel less important than anyone else. This experience planted a seed in young Martin's heart. He knew that segregation was wrong, and one day he would fight to change it. Martin was a very smart student. He loved to read and learn. He was so intelligent that he skipped 2 grades in school. At the age of 15, he started college at Morehouse College in Atlanta. Can you imagine? Most students start college at 18. At first, Martin wasn't sure what he wanted to do with his life. He thought about becoming a doctor or a lawyer, but during college, he heard powerful speeches about justice and equality. He read books about great leaders who fought for change. Martin decided to become a minister like his father. He wanted to help people. He wanted to teach them about love and justice. After finishing college, Martin went to Crozer Theological Seminary in Pennsylvania to study religion. There, he learned about a man from India named Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi had fought against British rule in India, but he never used violence. He used peaceful protests instead. This idea amazed Martin. He thought, if Gandhi could free an entire country without violence, maybe we can end segregation in America the same way. In 1953, Martin met a beautiful and intelligent woman named Coretta Scott. She was studying music in Boston. They fell in love and got married in 1953. Coretta would become not just his wife, but also his partner in the fight for civil rights. In 1954, Martin became the pastor of Dexter Avenue Baptist Church in Montgomery, Alabama. He was only 25 years old. Life seemed good. He had a wonderful wife, a new job, and a bright future. But on December 1st, 1955, something happened that would change Martin's life and American history forever. A black woman named Rosa Parks got on a bus in Montgomery. She paid her fare and sat down in the middle section. When the bus got crowded, the driver told Rosa to give her seat to a white passenger. But Rosa was tired. She was tired of being treated unfairly. She said, "No." The police arrested Rosa Parks for breaking the segregation law. The black community in Montgomery was angry. They were tired of being treated like second-class citizens. They asked Martin Luther King Jr. to lead a protest. Martin organized a bus boycott. This means that black people in Montgomery stopped riding the buses. They walked to work. They shared car rides. They did whatever they could to avoid the buses. The boycott was supposed to last one day, but it lasted 381 days, more than a year. During this time, Martin's house was bombed. People threatened to kill him and his family, but he didn't give up. He kept preaching peace and nonviolence. Finally, on December 20th, 1956, the Supreme Court ruled that segregation on buses was illegal. The boycott had worked. Black people could sit anywhere they wanted on the bus. Martin Luther King Jr. became famous across America. He was only 27 years old, but he had already won a major victory for civil rights. After the success in Montgomery, Martin knew this was just the beginning. He traveled all over the South, organizing peaceful protests and giving speeches. In 1963, Martin led a campaign in Birmingham, Alabama. Birmingham was one of the most segregated cities in America. Martin organized sit-ins at restaurants, marches through the streets, and peaceful protests. The police responded with violence. They used fire hoses to spray protesters. They set police dogs on peaceful marchers. The whole world watched on television as peaceful protesters were attacked. Martin was arrested and put in jail. While in jail, he wrote a famous letter called Letter from Birmingham Jail. In this letter, he explained why they couldn't wait any longer for justice. He wrote that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. The protests in Birmingham worked. The city began to end segregation in public places. On August 28, 1963, Martin helped organize the March on Washington. More than 250,000 people came to Washington, D.C. to demand civil rights and economic justice. It was the largest demonstration for human rights in American history. People of all races came together. They marched peacefully through the streets. They sang songs about freedom. They carried signs that said, "We shall overcome," and "Jobs and freedom now." At the end of the march, Martin stood on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. Thousands of people stretched out before him. Millions more watched on television. And then, Martin gave the most famous speech in American history. I have a dream. He said, I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. He said, I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. His words moved the entire nation. People cried. They felt hope. They believed that change was possible. In 1964, at the age of 35, Martin Luther King Jr. received the Nobel Peace Prize. He was the youngest person at that time to receive this honor. The Nobel Committee recognized his work for peace and racial justice. Also in 1964, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act. This law made segregation illegal across America. Black people and white people could now go to the same schools, eat at the same restaurants, and use the same facilities. In 1965, Martin led another important campaign in Selma, Alabama. Black people in Selma wanted to vote, but they faced many obstacles. Martin organized a march from Selma to Montgomery, the state capital. On March 7, 1965, peaceful marchers were attacked by police on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. This day became known as Bloody Sunday. The violence was shown on television, and the whole nation was shocked. 2 weeks later, Martin led another march from Selma to Montgomery. This time, 25,000 people joined. They walked for 5 days and finally reached Montgomery. Later that year, President Johnson signed the Voting Rights Act. This law protected the right of Black Americans to vote. Martin had helped change America forever, but Martin didn't stop. He knew there was still much work to do. He began to speak out against poverty and war. He believed that all people, regardless of color, deserved good jobs, good education, and good housing. Some people disagreed with him. Some thought he was going too far. Others thought he wasn't doing enough. Martin faced criticism from all sides. In 1968, Martin went to Memphis, Tennessee. He went there to support Black sanitation workers who were on strike for better pay and working conditions. On April 3rd, Martin gave a speech. He seemed to know that something bad might happen. He said, I've been to the mountaintop. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we, as a people, will get to the promised land. The next day, April 4th, 1968, Martin Luther King Jr. stepped onto the balcony of his hotel room. A gunman shot and killed him. He was only 39 years old. The world mourned. People cried in the streets. Cities across America held vigils and memorials. The man who preached peace and love had been killed by hate and violence. Today, we remember Martin Luther King Jr. as one of the greatest leaders in American history. In 1983, the U.S. government made his birthday a national holiday. Every year on the third Monday of January, Americans celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day. His words still inspire people all over the world. His methods of peaceful protest have been used by activists in many countries. Martin Luther King Jr. taught us that one person can make a difference. He taught us that we should fight for what is right, even when it's difficult. He taught us that love is stronger than hate. His dream has not been fully realized yet. There is still work to do. But because of Martin Luther King Jr., America and the world are more just, more equal, and more free. As Martin once said, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that.
Wow, Jake. That story really touched my heart.
Mine too, Emma. Dr. King was such a brave and inspiring person.
What impressed me most was his commitment to nonviolence. Even when people were violent to him, he never fought back with violence.
That's true. Can you imagine how hard that must have been? People bombed his house. They beat him. They put him in jail. But he never gave up on peace.
It reminds me of what he said. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that.
Exactly. He believed that you can't fight hate with more hate. You have to fight it with love.
You know what else amazes me? He was so young. He started the Montgomery Bus Boycott when he was only 26 years old.
And he won the Nobel Peace Prize at 35. He accomplished so much in such a short life.
That's true. It makes me think. You don't have to be old to make a difference in the world.
Absolutely. Young people have power too. They have energy, ideas, and passion.
Speaking of young people, I think about the students who joined Dr. King's marches. Many of them were teenagers. They risked their lives for justice.
That's so brave. They knew they might get hurt, but they marched anyway because they believed in the cause.
Dr. King also had an amazing family. His wife, Coretta, stood by his side through everything. She was threatened too, but she never left him.
Yes, and they had 4 children. Can you imagine raising kids while leading a civil rights movement?
It must have been so difficult, but I think his children were proud of their father.
I'm sure they were. And you know what? Dr. King's work didn't just help Black Americans. It helped everyone.
How do you mean?
Well, when he fought for civil rights, he made America more fair for everyone. He showed that all people deserve equal treatment, regardless of their race, religion, or background.
That's a really important point. His message was about universal human rights.
Exactly. And his methods inspired people all over the world. Leaders in other countries used peaceful protests to fight for change.
So his impact went far beyond America.
Definitely. Now let me ask you something, Emma. What lesson from Dr. King's life can we apply to our own lives?
That's a good question. I think the biggest lesson is, don't be silent when you see injustice. If you see something wrong, speak up.
I agree. Even if it's scary, even if it's difficult, we should stand up for what's right.
And we should do it peacefully and with love in our hearts.
Beautifully said. Dr. King once said, "Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter."
That's powerful. We all have a responsibility to make the world better.
And speaking of making a difference, we want to hear from you. What do you think is the most important lesson from Dr. King's life? Have you ever stood up for something you believe in? Tell us your story in the comments below. We read every single comment.
Yes, please share your thoughts with us. And if you're enjoying this episode, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps other English learners find us.
Well said, Emma. Now, before we finish, let's help our listeners learn some important vocabulary from today's story.
Word number 1, segregation.
Segregation means the practice of keeping people of different races separate from each other.
Example. In the 1950s, segregation was legal in many parts of America.
Example. Dr. King fought against segregation his whole life.
Word number 2, equality.
Equality means the state of being equal, especially in rights and opportunities.
Example. Dr. King dreamed of a world with equality for all people.
Example. We must fight for equality in education and employment. Word number 3. Minister.
A minister is a person who leads religious services, especially in a Christian church.
Example. Martin Luther King Jr. was a Baptist minister.
Example. The minister gave a beautiful sermon on Sunday. Word number 4, protest.
A protest is an action expressing disapproval of or objection to something.
Example. Dr. King organized many peaceful protests.
Example. The students held a protest against unfair school policies. Word number 5, boycott.
A boycott is when people refuse to buy, use, or participate in something as a way of protest.
Example. The Montgomery Bus Boycott lasted 381 days.
Example. Consumers organized a boycott of products from that company. Word number 6, nonviolence.
Nonviolence means not using physical force to achieve goals, especially in political or social movements.
Example: Dr. King was committed to nonviolence, even when others were violent.
Example: Gandhi and Dr. King both believed in nonviolence as a powerful tool for change. Word number 7, civil rights.
Civil rights are the rights of citizens to political and social freedom and equality.
Example: Dr. King was a leader of the civil rights movement.
Example: The Civil Rights Act of 1964 was a major achievement. Word number 8, injustice.
Injustice means lack of fairness or justice, unfair treatment.
Example: Dr. King fought against the injustice of segregation.
Example: We must speak out against injustice wherever we see it. Word number 9, discrimination.
Discrimination means unfair treatment of people based on their race, age, gender, or other characteristics.
Example: Black Americans faced discrimination in jobs, education, and housing.
Example: Laws now protect people from discrimination in the workplace. Word number 10, march.
A march is when a large group of people walk together to protest or celebrate something.
Example: The March on Washington in 1963 brought together 250,000 people.
Example: Thousands of people joined the March for Climate Action. Next word, assassination.
Assassination means the murder of an important person, usually for political reasons.
Example: Dr. King's assassination in 1968 shocked the world.
Example: The president's assassination changed the course of history. Word number 12, legacy.
Legacy means something important that someone leaves behind after they die, especially their impact on the world.
Example: Dr. King's legacy continues to inspire people today.
Example: Her legacy includes 3 books and a foundation that helps children.
Word number 13, courage.
Courage means the ability to do something difficult or dangerous, even when you're afraid.
Example: Dr. King showed tremendous courage by standing up to racism.
Example: It takes courage to speak the truth when others disagree.
Word number 14, justice.
Justice means fair treatment and the quality of being fair and reasonable.
Example: Dr. King dedicated his life to the pursuit of justice.
Example: Everyone deserves equal justice under the law. Word number 15, inspire.
To inspire means to make someone feel motivated to do something good or creative.
Example: Dr. King's speeches inspired millions of people to fight for their rights.
Example: Teachers inspire students to learn and grow every day. Wonderful! Those are our 15 key vocabulary words for today.
Great work, everyone. Practice using these words in your own sentences.
Well, that's all for today's episode of Talkory.
I hope you feel inspired by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s incredible life.
His message is still important today. We must stand up for justice, equality, and peace.
And remember, you don't have to be famous or powerful to make a difference. Every person can help make the world better.
That's right. Even small actions matter. Being kind to others, speaking out against unfairness, helping someone in need, all of these things count.
Dr. King once said, "Everybody can be great because anybody can serve."
What a beautiful message.
Before we go, please don't forget to subscribe to Talkory if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon so you never miss an episode.
And if you enjoyed today's story, give us a thumbs up. It helps us reach more English learners around the world.
Also, we'd love to hear from you in the comments. What did you learn today? What inspired you most about Dr. King's story?
Your comments really motivate us to keep creating more content for you.
Until next time, keep practicing your English.
And remember Dr. King's words: the time is always right to do what is right.
Thank you for watching Talkory. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Goodbye.